Okay, today we're going to be talking about the unification of Germany. So let's look at the big ideas. The first one is explain the rise of the nation states in Germany. The second is explain how Bismarck unified Germany. And the third is identify the causes and consequences of major political revolutions. So first thing we need to know about Germany is that at this time there's really no Germany. What we have are German-speaking people live in these very small and sometimes medium-sized states. They're kind of separated. They each govern themselves, they run themselves, but all the people, for the most part in them, speak German. Along with those states, there's also Prussia, which is the biggest of them, and parts of Austria as well. Between 1806 and 1812, Napoleon, as we've talked about, annexes, meaning he takes, lands along the Rhine River. The Rhine is a river in the west of Germany, and basically dissolves the Holy Roman Empire. The Holy Roman Empire at this time really was the combination of all those German states. And what happens in 1815 at the Congress of Vienna is the German Confederation, shown here, is created. So as you can see, these are all the little German states. We have small, and then you have Prussia, which is by far the biggest of the German states. Fast forward about 50 years, and in 1862, King William I, he's the king of Prussia, makes this man here, Otto von Bismarck, the prime minister of Prussia. And Bismarck is going to give a speech in which he declares Prussia needs to build up its forces based on blood and iron, essentially warfare and industrializing the country. And so his first move is to build up the Prussian army. Only problem is the legislature in Prussia won't pay for this, so he uses money that was supposed to go to other places to build up the Prussian army. And he wants to pursue what we would call an aggressive foreign policy, meaning he is going to start a few wars in order to expand the German Empire. These wars are going to be with Denmark first, then Austria, and then France. So, in 1864, Austria and Prussia actually kind of become allies, and they're going to go to war with Denmark and seize the provinces of Schleswig and Holstein, which are located just north of Germany. And it's a very brief war, and Schleswig and Holstein are liberated, as they would say, by Austrian Germany. Austria would control Holstein, and Prussia would control Schleswig. But this is only the start. What happens is, a few years later, Bismarck is going to invent some kind of excuse to invade Austria. The war only lasts 7 weeks, and the Austrians are defeated by the Prussians. So he used the Prussians to help him take provinces, then he turns against them. The next thing that's going to happen is in 1870, a rivalry is grown between Prussia and France, in part because Napoleon III, who's in charge of France at the time, is angered by Prussia taking or beating Austria, and there's also the sentiments that go all the way back to Napoleon in the early 1800s, when Napoleon had marched in through Germany, taken German lands, occupied German lands. So the Germans still remember that. And so what happens is the Franco-Prussian War ensues. And really, Prussia is just too strong. Not only are they too strong, but they're also supported by armies from some of the other smaller German states. And along with that, France is just poorly organized. They don't have enough supplies for their troops, and is really humiliated in defeat by the Prussians. So what we are left with is, after the defeat of France, princes from some of the southern and northern German states urge William to take the title of Kaiser, or Emperor. And really in January of 1871, the German Empire is founded. And the leader of the German Empire now is the Kaiser, Kaiser William or Wilhelm, as you'll hear him called. And from there, Otto von Bismarck writes a new constitution, or leads the writing of a new constitution, and along with the Kaiser himself as prime minister, there are also a two-house legislature that's created. The upper house is the Bundesrat, and the leaders of the Bundesrat are appointed by the people in the Bundesrat are appointed by the leaders of the German states. The other part of the legislature is the Reichstag, and people elected to the Reichstag are chosen by voting males in the German Empire. So by 1871, Bismarck had united Germany, had united the German states, and Prussia was kind of leading the way here. And you can see here pictured the extent of the German Empire at this time. So, review the big ideas really quickly. Explain the rise of nation states in Germany. Explain how Bismarck unified Germany. And identify the causes and consequences of major political revolutions.